When's the last time you did something for the first time, babe? Travel with me to Fiji for my 30th birthday. This is about to be the longest birthday recap I've ever done, so sit down, buckle up, and enjoy the show. And welcome to another episode of Solo Travel Diaries with me. Now, originally, I was supposed to be in Zanzibar, Tanzania for my 30th birthday, but not only did my flight to Qatar get canceled 2 days before I was scheduled to leave, when I got to the airport to check in on departure day on the rerouted flight, I was told that I needed a visa just to lay over in Kenya. This is a crazy story time that I really don't want to get into on this vlog, so let me know if you guys want to hear about it in another post. So where was I? Oh yeah, that's right, Fiji. I flew from Charlotte to Fiji with a layover in LA. This trip was super last minute since my original plans got canceled, so I booked a regular ticket because business class was almost $10K and I wasn't doing that. But me being me, when I got to the airport, I asked about upgrades like I always do, and they told me business class was discounted to $2,500. Then they dropped it to $1,500, so I booked it right then. And I'm not gonna lie, I was looking forward to the Q-Suite experience on my Qatar flight to Africa, but it's all good. I feel like this had to be the next best thing. I had an exceptional experience with Fiji Airways, and I'll tell y'all all about it in my next video. So I landed in Fiji on March 12th, which was my birthday, and I was instantly in awe of the views. I like to travel to places that no one is really talking about. I've really never heard of anyone speak on Fiji, so I had to go see it for myself. Since it was so last minute, it was either there or Morocco, but with everything going on in the Middle East, I felt like Fiji was just a much safer option. I saw online that it was best to have cash, so that's the first thing I did when I got to the airport. And since I was staying at the Marriott, I saw that they had this cute little lounge, so I checked that out and they arranged transportation for me. I had less than 24 hours to do any type of research on Fiji, so I quite literally didn't know what to expect when I got there as far as culture, etc., but people were just extremely nice, like so nice for no reason. It was a 45-minute ride from the airport to my resort. I wound up staying at the Marriott at Maumee Bay, and it was one of the most beautiful resorts I've ever stayed at. Upon arrival, I was offered a mimosa, but since I don't drink, I went ahead and just got some water. And I forgot to mention that I landed in Fiji at 6 o'clock in the morning and check-in wasn't until 3. So I went ahead and grabbed breakfast and just did a quick tour of the property. This was the view at breakfast. Imagine this being your view every morning with some fresh fruit and some pancakes. Now it is buffet style, but I'm pescatarian. My options are extremely limited, so this is what I ate every morning. I had fish and chips for lunch since I didn't get to check in until after 1, and this is my room. I really wanted to stay in one of those overwater bungalows, but due to the timing, they were all booked. But God is always so good to me, and everything is always working out in my favor. I was able to get the next best thing, and I'll tell y'all about it in a second. I booked a lagoon view room with a balcony, and noticed that they put me in front of the kiddie pool, and I was not happy about that, but I was like, you know what, it is what it is. Now that is one thing that I didn't do my research on. I did not realize that this was a kid-friendly property, and I will never do it again. I also didn't realize that Fiji is 17 hours ahead of us, so this is me on day 2 at 6 o'clock in the morning doing my makeup and heading out for the day. Since we were 17 hours ahead and it was my birthday in the U.S., I took the opportunity to celebrate my birthday on the 13th. I went down, I grabbed breakfast, and then I hopped on a cab to go to Port Dinaroo to go to Mala Mala Beach Club. I found out that Mala Mala Beach Club sat on its own little private island, and I said, oh yeah, I have to do this on my birthday. The ride from my resort to Port Dinaroo was about 45 minutes, and then the boat ride from Dinaroo to Mala Mala was about 25 minutes. To spend the day at the beach club with round-trip transportation only cost a total of $109. We were greeted with the best welcome wagon when we arrived to Mala Mala. The first thing I noticed was how beautiful the water was. Now, I've been to a lot of countries with beautiful water, but I think this one might have taken the cake. So there's not a whole lot to do here unless you're really into water activities. I'm allergic to salt water and chlorine water, so I'm not able to get in the pool or get in the beach water, but I do like to be around it. I did rent a day bed, which was included in $109, and I ordered food and pretty much just laid in the same spot the entire time. And again, God is just so good to me. I did not want to spend my 30th birthday alone, so he sent my new friends Donique and Shanique to spend the day with me, and they made sure I had the best time. They even had the service come over and sing to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey! I could have cried. They even had me a handwritten note that I brought back home and I'm gonna get framed. Food and drinks only cost me $62, so for an entire day on a private island only cost me $170. I really had fun. Off topic, but one of the things that I noticed about the Fijian men is that they wear skirts, and not too much on me. I know this isn't abnormal, but like I said, I really didn't have much time to really research where I was going, so a lot of things did catch me off guard. Like I said, the men wearing skirts, the heavy traffic, and the way some of the homes were built on stilts. But One of the things that I really appreciated most was seeing the kids outside actually playing. Came back to the room to a nice birthday setup and ended my night. On day 3, I started my morning off with prayer and Bible study. Had my morning breakfast and got dressed for the day. Hey y'all, it's day 3 in Fiji and it's 11:43 in the morning. I'm on my way to meet those girls that I met yesterday at the beach club. We're about to go ATV riding and do a helicopter ride somewhere. And I'm excited about it. It's a little hot. It's not as hot as it is on other islands. It's like that happy medium. The people are so friendly. Oh my gosh. They treat you like family. I've made a couple of friends here actually. So yeah, here we go. We booked this excursion through a company called Go Dirty Tours. The tour we booked was called the Endgame, and it included the ATV ride up a mountain, the helicopter ride down, and a visit to one of the naughty villages. I've already mentioned in one of my previous videos that I'm really not an excursion girl anymore because I feel like it's the same thing in different countries. But that's why I asked y'all at the beginning of this video, when was the last time you did something for the first time? I really rode an ATV up to the tippy top of this mountain. Like, what? And child, I forgot that we were riding up this mountain during Fiji's rainy season. So while we were riding, the saxophones just kept getting louder and louder and louder, honey. The sky fell and we got soaked. So when we got to the naughty village, I decided I did not want to do the tour. So we continued to hike up the mountain and waited on the helicopter to come get us. Everything about this day felt surreal. The immaculate views, the friendly staff, just this entire experience was insane. Like, it's one of those things I'll remember for the rest of my life. Nothing could have prepared me for these views I got when I got up in this helicopter. I had to shed a few tears because I'm like, Lord, this is your creation. I can never understand how someone doesn't believe in God when this is what he created. This is not man-made. This is God's creation. My mouth was on the floor the entire time. Videos did absolutely no justice. This experience costed $450 and I'd happily pay it again. Remember how I said everything is always working in my favor? Well, when I got back from my tour, they upgraded my room to one of the villas, and baby, for the sake of keeping this vlog short, I'm gonna just do a villa tour in another post. I was exhausted from being out all day, so I decided to eat on the resort. I went to one of the restaurants called Fish Bar and I just ordered the cod and it was okay. I think on day 1 I realized that Fiji was not a place that I was gonna enjoy for food. After dinner I called it a night. Day 4 was a little heavy for me. Not only did I end up with the worst sun breakout, but I really started to feel the weight of spending my birthday alone and grieving that trip to Africa that I had been looking forward to for a whole year. Everything was planned and paid for, and unfortunately I'm not able to get a lot of that money back, but it's fine, I'm off it. I spent the day just relaxing by the pool. Then I went back to my room, chillaxed, and got myself together until it was time for dinner. I did go back to Fish Bar because I was told that they were going to have snapper and I really wanted to try it, and I'm glad I did because I was able to see the torch lighting, and that definitely was my top 3 favorite things about Fiji. I went back to my room and finished my night watching the Cheetah Girls. Day 5 happened to be another chill day. I got up and I was like, let me put some clothes on and go hang out by the pool. Fiji is one of those places that doesn't have a whole lot to do unless you're really into water activity, which is totally fine with me. I love me a good lazy day. One of my friend guys made me this cute flower crown, and you couldn't tell me nothing because for a minute there I was the only person by the pool with my own flower crown until everybody saw it and started asking for one. And this is my girl Mary. She took real good care of me while I was there. I wound up going to a different restaurant for dinner. I forget the name of it, but they had some type of fish that I also can't remember, but it was actually really good. So child, while I'm enjoying my dinner, I just happened to look out and they are doing a whole fire show, and honey, they was doing the dang on thing. Now this was 100% my favorite part about my trip to Fiji because they were doing stuff I'd never seen before, and I honestly felt like we shouldn't have been getting that show for free. And I wanted to show y'all how bad my skin broke out from the sun this time. Just awful. Alas, day 6 was upon me and it was time to check out, but not before I made a Gucci Fijian purse. When he asked me if I wanted to make this purse, I really didn't know what to expect because, honey, what do you mean a Gucci Fijian purse out of leaves? What is gonna look like? But it turned out so cute. I wasn't able to take it back with me, so I wound up giving it to one of the ladies at the front desk. I got the cutest henna done, and then it was time to head to the airport. Fiji definitely felt like home for me, and I will 100% be back. Like they say in Fiji, bula!